I left my mic muted. Thank you, peeps in chat. Oh. Oh, does that mean I've got to press the dirt button? No. Oh. Oh, my word. I was saying thank you to the people that put the bananas in chat. Then I was explaining to the people on the second channel who are walking, because apparently I can't say watching properly. So if you're out there walking the stream, you know, or you're walking it on the second channel, this is a live stream. I have a chat. People put bananas in it. Bananas let me know that we're live. Okay, it's simple. It makes sense, right? I think it makes sense. And then I started talking about rhyming and how I couldn't think of a word that rhymed with rhyming, considering that word ends in ing. That gives you a lot of opportunities to rhyme, okay? Rhyming 101, something that ends in ing is probably the easiest word to rhyme in. But for some reason I couldn't do that. For some reason. Ugh. And look at that. Awesome. Let's go down here. Rhyming, climbing, double timing. I mean, so many words can just put an ing on, right? Have you been assumering lately? Let's read those noises in the ear. They're already going off the screen. Little Battle for 8 months. The Zombie MC for 15. Alfman07 for 6. FW Games for 20. Christopher Crush with the Prime. Jellyman 2001 for 5. Jai Langle with cheers and bits. Thank you so much. If I butchered your name, I apologise. It's not intentional. It is a feature of the stream. Sometimes I do what they call the butchering. But I thank you. But I thank you. When I threw those down and away, I didn't really think about where they'd land, okay? I feel like it's a lesson to be learned here about littering. Because I've thrown litter in on my own doorstep. You know, don't poop where you eat. Is what they say, isn't it? Don't poop where you eat. I'll just poop where I eat. Alright, we got Dabby4222 with the 8-month subscription right there. We got K-Dads for 32. You've subscribed for 32. You're planning on sticking around for a couple more. That's cool. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome to hang out over here. Okay, so XB owes me a beacon, peeps. He hasn't paid me this month. We had a dealio, and here I am getting all these supplies for him. That XB, I tell ya, that XB holding out on the beacons. I ain't amused. Why is it one on its own? Let's put that back in there. Right, sugar is another one. I'm just gonna. I haven't learned my lesson. I'm gonna throw those there. Sugar's another one that I never use. Bottles are probably full to the brim, almost. We do use those in our honeybee farm, but that stuff's pretty much, you know, filled up. Might as well actually take back a stack of these. Glowstone, gunpowder, those are things that we need. Although we get this from bartering now, but I will take back... Actually, I think I'm going to craft it up. Make a trash bin, says Ocean. Technically, I've already got one. I could just chuck all those items into the hoppers, that stuff up there, and it will all get trashed. But, hey. You know. When do I ever do anything the smart way? Okay, this is my trash can right here on the floor. And I picked one up. Cool, there we go. Right, we got Neko Kamiguru for 2 months. Kadak for 2 months as well. When will you backpack around the world? I do not recall saying I was going to backpack around the world, so I have no plans to do that. Outside set, even 101 with the Prime. Jess Hates Gamers subscribing. Jeez, hating on those gamers. Mr. Beardstone with cheers and bits. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Let's get this glowstone crafted. We also got Gibbon of Liff with the Prime. Daniel Cypher 0710 for 11 months. In fact, sorry, 24 months. I wish you weren't a fact, so you would care about my feelings. I wish it... Oh, what? Facts don't care about your feelings. I feel like I sort of get it, but maybe not. I pretty much don't get that one. But thank you for the subscription. We've got Mini Moo 12 for 8 months. Thank you, Mini Moo. Hope you're enjoying the stream. How much stuff did I get in total here? Wow. That was a really productive session. I think not a lot of other players were on overnight because usually I don't see it fill up that much. But we will get ourselves a healthy amount of glowstone stocked up right here. That is for sure. That is for sure. Craft the redstone to blocks. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that because I didn't realise how much there was. But yeah, we should do that. You're right. What do you think of other games like PUBG or Fortnite? Says Salik Bashir. I like that you've written your name at the end of your message. It's the same as your username. Not much because I haven't played them, either of them. They weren't just Tango and Impulse releases, Alpenglown. I was awake when they were streaming. I watched a little bit at the end of their stream. They were having fun on Impulse, Cub fans like Honey Beta thing, but I couldn't really get the joke. Like, it seemed like something was going on with it. That's all I saw of it, though. That's all I saw of their stream. Alright, that'll fill up this box. We definitely want boxes of gunpowder to make TNT. You know, if we go get some ancient debris today, we could just make an absolute load of TNT and blow it all up. Getting sand's nice and easy. Throwing gunpowder on the ground, that's easy too. Did you see me do that there? That was just amazing, wasn't it? Right, we got Orca Leon subscribing. Thank you ever so much. Nakuade Dragon for 3 months. Has it been 3 months already? No, it's actually been 2 months, right? Because you subscribe, then you subscribe a month later, and then 2 months later you subscribe again. It's actually been 2. Funny how that works, right? Too Much Playing is here for 2 months. Saying, hey X, what mods do you use on Hermitcraft for backup auto restart a server? We don't use any mods for that. That's just part of the control panel. Like, most control panels just have that stuff built in. So, you know, it gets periodically backed up. I'm pretty sure I brought over... There you go. Oh, we already filled it up. We already filled it up, peeps. Look, I got way too ahead of myself. Way too ahead of myself. Okay, so we're going to chuck that back. And then do the last of this. What's funny is, I think when I came over here, I think the gunpowder was full to the top when I arrived, because it's been full for ages. I should have actually filled them up before I AFK'd, and then they would be full again now, but okay, whatever. You know, make me look stupid. Call me a dummy. Go on, go on. I don't mind. Put those in there. Timeplex TL is here with the Prime. Vanhar 21 for 32 months. Atheist puppy. Just a puppy, also an atheist, you know? Doesn't believe in doggy heaven. Disappointing. Thank you so much. There's a band called Atheist that I really like. They were around in like the early 90s, late 80s. I've written about them on my music blog. What a great opportunity to put in a plug. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's content is sponsored by... Wait, I don't have a button for this. I thought I had a button for it. It's not sponsored. It's no longer sponsored. Not that it was really sponsored. I was just going to plug my music blog. Oh well. You can always go to Google and search Assume Music Blog. Yeah, I wrote about them on my music blog. And they're called Atheist. But one of their albums is called Unquestionable Presence. Which cracks me up. Like, it's a bit oxymoron going on right there. I mean, they probably weren't even talking about God, but it cracks me up. Right, let's get this stuff turned into blocks. I'm gonna just leave that last bit there. There we go. Good job. Tons of redstone. Tons of other resources. I feel like maybe today we'll talk a bit about music, because I've been really enjoying my music lately. Been enjoying writing about it. I was listening to Baffery last night for the first time in years. Like over a decade since I'd... Well, actually, that album in particular. I love some of the later Baffery stuff. But those early records, man. Decades. Nicotine 022 has subscribed. It's Nizart for 2 months saying, love your videos. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. So yeah, I've just been really enjoying writing about music. Oh, I feel like we missed a step here. You're supposed to go up and over. Look. Look. No. Okay. Did I get a ghast head? I got a ghast here. I think it went into the fire. Anyway, I've been yeah, really enjoying writing music again. Gotten like into a flow, but I've been like picking out loads of keep finding myself listening to records from way back when. I've got a couple on my list. Just really wanted to talk about cool stuff that I listened to in my youth and whatnot. Foo Fighters, says Benny Boy. They came on random on shuffle this morning. What was the song? Learning to Live, I think. That was a song I listened to earlier today. That's a great song. Bulls is making a nice hub. Can you go and have a peek? Says Neko. No, I can after tomorrow. Like, we have a spoilers thing, right? We communicate, and when people are working on something, we agree to try not to show it. So I do want to show it and show you what she's been up to, but I think her episode comes out tomorrow, so it would be polite to wait until all her hard work's been showcased in a video first, you know? Yeah, that one's going to go over here. Because it's full of sticks. And do you know what? Occasionally I open this barrel and I pick out some sticks, but it's not that necessary. Yeah, I like to unload my shulkers as well, because look at the stash, okay? There's some blatant need for sorting out at the moment, because if you look behind me, there's just a mess over there. Just a mess. Speaking of music, we're listening to Summers today. Haven't listened to this one in a while. I really, really need and want to expand my the music we play in these streams, and I have been super productive lately and organised, and just finding it a little bit better to you know, get extra things done. Hopefully, I can start researching music I can use, because it's very tricky to actually find music that you can legitimately use. You'll find a lot of people saying you can use it, but they don't understand how YouTube works. So yeah, you got to do your research. Right, wow, managed to fill all of that stuff up, I guess. Is there 2 of them? We've got that one. This is empty, let's say. Okay, cool. Well, we'll make some TNT today, that's for sure. We'll probably make it right now, I think. How much TNT should we make, even? Can the standoff game be a multiplayer game, says John Benedict? Well, I mean, I'm hoping you watched the episode with me and Zedaf, because it takes 2 people to play it, right? So that makes it multiplayer. It's Nizart for 2 months. Thank you so much, dude. Thanos Shrek here with cheers and bits. Thank you for the support. Hey, we've been raided, Mr. Joker TV. We're party of 200. Where are the raid messages in chat? Come on, peeps. Let's see those raid messages. Because, you know, sometimes I waffle when I'm not looking at chat that much. I must have missed them. Mr. Joker TV, thank you for your raid. Appreciate it. Let's see. Not a raider. Okay. Who's come over from the raid? Welcome, raiders. I'm trying to hold back a sneeze. This is terrible. I'm going to mute. Oh, that felt so much better. So much better. Welcome all the raiders, Mr. Joker TV. Are you a fellow Minecrafter? It would be nice to know. Right, what did I just say I was going to do? I said I was going to... Yeah, let's like use up this shulker box and turn all of that into TNT. Most of us from a Sumo video said he was streaming, says Osek. Yeah, I'm asking for the people who came during the raid. I don't get raided very often. I just like to know what whoever's raiding is up to. Like, what's their reason for coming over here? Anyway, I can't see much in chat, but everyone's welcome over here. We're playing some Minecraft. That is what I enjoy doing. We're playing on the Hermitcraft server. I pretty much stream all of this. Mr. Joker just finished up an 18 Minecraft hour stream. He's probably asleep already. Tango and Impulse dropped off a crowd, so we're bringing them back. Oh wow, okay, cool. Oh, that's nice to see. That's incredible though, doing that length of a live stream. I am not one of those people that can sit at a computer. In fact, I don't sit at a computer. I stand now, thank goodness. Yeah, I'm at my standing desk, and I could probably stream for a little bit longer, but I hate sitting in a chair for more than a couple of hours. It just doesn't feel right. So yeah, these people doing these marathon 18-hour streams boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. Like I can stand for a fair bit, but I need to move around after a while. You know what I mean? Right, we got Gracious Grace Renee subscribing, .. with the cheers and the bit saying, "Hi X, do you listen to classical music? For me, it's a great way to clear my mind whenever I need to." Yeah, I listen to classical Renaissance era music. I absolutely adore it. I've got... The thing is though, like, classical music is different to consume to pop music. I've talked about this quite a few times before, like, it's not like Black has the Black Album with that really great song on it that you love. Like, it's all like separated, and they're all, Concello in D minor, part 3 or whatever. Like, it doesn't have this like distinctness to it, the way in which you associate the music with the wordings. There aren't albums, they're just individual songs. They've got this old style of naming things, and for that reason, the way in which I enjoy it is much more like directly to the music. So I have all these collections. They used to advertise them on telly, like Time Life Classics or something, and I've got these big old collections of like the best of all the top rated artists, and they're all on my phone, and they just come on shuffle. And it's funny because I'll be listening to death metal 1 minute, and then on will come some like romantic sounding like Bach or something. How do you just... Oh, it's so difficult to describe the different eras, right? But there's a song that came on the other day that I was enjoying, and it just had so much like jollity and pompous to it. You could almost see these like rich aristocrats in their gardens sipping teas and enjoying this delightfully pleasant, friendly sound. But like the music's utterly beautiful. Utterly beautiful music. And I'd say my favourites, probably Chopin and Debussy are probably my favourites, just on how emotional their music can be, I guess. Any foreign language music you really like, says Soap Monkai. I actually listen to a fair bit of music from other countries. I listen to metal with screaming in, so like language isn't a barrier for me. Not a barrier, it's where am I going? This direction. Do you like Claire de Lune? I love Claire de Lune. My favourite though are the 3 Nocturnes, Nocturnes or whatever. I think the second one being my favourite. Claire de Lune's absolutely beautiful. Romantic era music is beautiful, says Alpenglarp. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not getting my ears muddled up, so I think you have Renaissance first, which is a bit more of the sort of pompous, jollity sound. Then you have the Romantic era, which is like Debussy, where it gets a bit more emotional and beautiful. And then you have Classical after, which is like Gustav. Oh, what's his name? Gustav Holst, The Planets. That more broad. Baroque. Yeah, Baroque's the other one. Baroque's the other one in there. In fact, what I was thinking of a minute ago was more Baroque, more between that Renaissance Baroque era. But you know, like if you ask me about metal, I can give you such a good run off on all the different genres, bands, who influenced who, when this became that. When it comes to like that era of music, I'm not as well studied, so I'm kind of like winging it a bit on what I've read and what I kind of interpret it as, right? So Alpen says that the Romantic came after the Classical. Okay. Captain says death metal or black metal. I love both. They're both fantastic. And I like blackened death metal. You know, but where's deafened black metal? That's not a thing. What do I want to do with this lava? I might actually end up using that. That's a good point. Let's... You know, I've got a whole bunch of things planned for today's stream, but I just feel like doing what's in front of me. We'll do lots of stuff today. We'll go here and there. It'll be what a stream is, though. It'll just be us chatting and grinding, you know? What else is there? Okay, the stem type stuff goes in there. So we've got another empty shulker box and another one. Good stuff. Opinions on prog rock music, says Clarinine. Love prog rock. Big fan. Need to put the Alan Parsons project on my list. I've been meaning to do that for so long now. I grew up listening to a lot of prog rock because my dad loves it, and I therefore in turn have been indoctrinated into that world of music. Favourites being Genesis, without a shadow of a doubt. Old and new, like all of it. But yeah, Alan Parsons project is a prog rock artist. And I brought these 3 albums of his and put them on my phone, and every time they come on I'm like, this sounds like some good progressive rock, and then I end up really enjoying the song and thinking that was quality, and then it's like, oh, it's Alan Parsons, and then I never remember to go put the album on my playlist. Every time. I don't listen to rock and metal, I listen to more Elton John, Queen. It's funny that you put Queen in the list, because Queen is like rock and metal. I mean, Queen are very diverse and broad, right? But Queen have some very heavy metal streaks in them and a lot of like arena rock sound. They're quite diverse though, right? They've done a lot of stuff. Do you drink milk? IRL, I do on occasion. I haven't had some milk in a while. I like to keep my diet like diverse when I can. So if it's like, oh, I haven't drunk a glass of milk in a while, I'll drink one. You know, I almost had a coffee today. Goodness me, did I and ah over having a coffee? Since I didn't feel tired in the slightest, I decided not to. But I haven't had a coffee for probably a month. I feel like I'm owed one, but I just can't. It's too much. Right. Yeah, look, we've got a problem here. I'm actually going to break my own rules a little and just put it over to the side. Don't worry about that. It's not really a problem, is it? Do you have lapis lazuli in real life? I don't. I don't collect anything along the lines of stones or stuff like that. Some of these things have places they can go. I can put the basalt away. I know this isn't what many of you want to see, so we'll. That's the other chest I need. We'll wrap this up now. I can do the rest later. We've done a little bit of good work here. Okay, we freed up some chests from clutter, and that's good. My friend showed me a cover of Suicide Silence by Darius Terrari last night. I was blown away and really enjoyed it. Lemonade, feel free to tweet that at me. I like Suicide Silence a lot. Yeah, one of the better deathcore bands there ever was. Zwar Jackie is here for 4 months. Thank you so much to Titan and Clank for free. Isn't that the name of a game? Or was it Ratchet and Clank? DC94 gifting a sub to I don't like this change. Slobs, why do they implement changes that are just inherently annoying? Gifting subs to not telling you my name. Joseph Brad1234. Thank you so much for tuning in, DC. Thank you for gifting the subs. Actually, it's official Jaden gifting the other one. Sorry about that. They've changed the way it works. You have to like click on it to see it. I don't want to click on it. I'm trying to stream. It's the whole point of the program is to show you what's going on. The Dr. Joe Mama is here subscribing. We got Pandankin 23 for 3 months. Chainsaw Gaming TV subscribing on Amazon Prime. And Spunky Monkey 24 with the cheers and the bit saying, hey X, maybe you should go check your game in the district because Tango and Impulse had a creeper drop in to say hi. Oh, okay, we'll go check that up. We'll go check it out. Alex on the base says, have you seen Metallica is doing another S&M? Another one? Didn't they just do one a year ago? I'm pretty sure they did SMN 2 last year. I mean, the original S&M was like pretty darn awesome. Pretty phenomenal bit of stuff going on right there. What about Canterbury Scene? Never heard of Canterbury Scene. Right, we're gonna go drop in a spoiler wall. Okay, I'm gonna take this. Okay, because there are spoilers going on, right? There are exclusive previews are hanging out in this area, right? You're gonna see some of it, right? Okay, so next episode of Hermitcraft. Oh, it's been ruined. Oh, I didn't know those blocks were there. I can't watch your next episode, X. I can't watch it. It's, you know, you've absolutely ruined it. What are you playing at? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna look in this room. Right, the zombie is not going to punch me into that room! You tried to punch me into the room! Yeah, that's good. That's my spoiler wall, okay? Oh no! You can see some of the blocks inside the room! The episode is ruined! Jeez. Well, I mean, what's this doing here? That doesn't have something to do with over there, does it? Oh, jeez, I've ruined it all. I've ruined the surprise. Okay, peeps, I'll tell you what I did. I built a Minecraft farm. Ugh. Ugh. S&M 2, Nothing Else Matters, was put onto YouTube a couple of days ago and it's rad, says Rhino. Cool, yeah, I'll be on the lookout for that. I mean, I love Metallica, right? You know, we spent the entire last stream doing what I'm about to do. I'm not going to do that again, just telling you right now in case you're like, not again. I just wanted to put some leaves down this border here. That was kind of my thing. I thought, I did all of that over there. All of that needs to get filled in with leaves. What I would like to do is just fill it in close to this line here. And then we're going to head out of here. We're going to head over to my minigame after this. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get this bit right next to the river sort of in play. X, do you have a Discord? Says Snur God of Hugs. I do, but it's private. It used to be public, and I decided to make it private after it just became too much of a like an additional load of work. That was a smart decision, actually. I feel like I've made a fair few smart decisions lately in my YouTube career, like getting people to help you with videos, to help you do little jobs like scheduling and publishing and stuff. Man, that is such a time saver. I've been able to really focus on my content lately, which I'm happy with. By the way, peeps, I got this feeling lately like the Jungle project has got about 3 or 4 more towers in it, and then I think it's going to be finished. Now, given how long a season goes on for, I feel like this might be a season where I have some sort of second project, second wind. So, I'm not asking for suggestions right now because we're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. Or maybe I could have a little read. But if you want to tweet me ideas or things or suggestions, stuff you thought I might do that would be cool, I'm all ears at the moment. I think I need to start dreaming up like another idea. I've got a couple of things floating around, but yeah, I feel like we're going to have like a second base maybe this season, which is like I never liked doing before, but oh my word. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be possible this season. Ah! Alvin Glup says Vintage Beef is doing his second base. Yeah, Beef plays... Beef's got quite a different style to someone like myself. So in the length of a season, I could see like Beef's scale of projects will probably do like 3 or 4 different things. Usually I try and do like one thing that lasts the whole season. And that's what I want to do with this base here, but as I've been thinking about what's left to do, how I've been tying things up together, it feels like there's about 3 or 4 big towers left for this area. And then when they're done, I'm not really feeling like I can push this too much further, unless I wanted to focus on building lots of miniature buildings down here at this level, which I initially wanted to do, but I tried a lot of stuff in a creative world, and it didn't feel as fun as I thought it would be, so I kind of steered away from that. So I'm kind of like, mind's open for some sort of second phase, second project. Alright, we've got Calf the Dragon for 26 months. We've got Zanalapas, whose name I always butcher, for 5 months. We've got TM Place 55 for 6. Only Bajani for 2. Sendrilith with the Prime, and Chris J102 for 53 months. My goodness me, it's a long time. Hey X and everyone, how are y'all? I'm doing good. I hope everyone watching's doing good as well. Underground Jungle Cave City. Interesting. Interesting. There's a new game called something. It's basically minimalistic Factorio. Themios, if you want to tweet me the name of the game, I'll check it out. I don't know why you didn't tell me the name of the game. I've played a game called... What was the game I played called? Oh man, I can picture the logo, the game, the name's almost there. Is it like Industry or something? Industrio, I can't remember. Hey X, anyone else, how do you feel about a Guardian farm in the spawn chunks, yeah or nay? If you mean on Hermitcraft, I don't think we can. But if you're doing it on a... You know, mob spawning is based on player location and proximity, so in a way, it might sound like a bad idea. It just depends how often it's loaded and what's that going to do for your server, basically. Mindustry, thank you, I love dogs. Mindustry is the name of the game. I have it on mobile, I played it on PC. When I say mobile, I mean my iPad. And I was actually playing that quite a lot, and then I just stopped using my iPad for a while, and when I stopped playing a game for a bit, I struggled to pick it back up again. So, Mindustry is a game that would have possibly just fit your description, in which case I've played it. In fact, we streamed that. I think we did everything you could. Like, we saw the whole tech tree. We didn't go, like, crazy ham with it, but we kind of saw that game, which is cool. Right, so all I want to do is link it over to this bit of canopy. I just want that edge of the river kind of vibe in place. And then I'm going to grow some trees probably around here a bit as well. Just wanted to get a bit of this done, you know. This is like some of the last stuff we have to do on the bottom level right here. Let's troll with Scout for a second. Wait a minute, I might not actually have some to hand. Oh no! No, he's gonna think I'm a fool. Wait a minute, no, I must have some somewhere. I know where I got some. Where's my ancient debris? I got 1 block. Oh, okay, here we go. He'll figure it out straight away, I reckon, actually. Because it's just too obvious. I'm just like going up one at a time. What would have been really funny is I'd have done this to catch him up. And then been like, oh, I've overtaken you again. Oh, that's such a troll. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was good fun. I won't do too much of that. Like, I don't really want to break what that statistic is there for, you know? Just, hey, I'm not in a race to win it. Like, you can count me out of any race. We got him for a second. We got him for a moment. There we go, we pranked someone. Alright, now when someone says, did you prank Mumbo? We can say, no, but we pranked this gal. Legit pranked this gal. Oh! Jeez, did not see you. Wait, health is very low. Oh, now I'm blowing up my jungle. I can repair that easy. Easy peasy. Oh, you skelly bobs. You are trouble. I feel like even though I've got netherite armor, it's just... I still seem to take a ton of damage. I don't think it makes that much difference from diamond. Rightio, rightio. Yeah, I'll repair this properly another time, don't you worry. You know, if it's someone else's creeper hole, or like a creeper hole in their area, go repair it. But if it's your own, do what you want. Your rules, your game. How'd I get on your Discord, says Yitzhak. As I said, it's private. It's not public. Have you ever played Minecraft on mobile? I think I did, like, years ago for like 5 minutes, and it was just like, this is awful. I want Java. Right, we got plenty of this stuff left to properly do this. Oh no, that's actually it. That's our last stack of leaves right there. We're out. A couple over here, I don't know. There we go. I just wanted to see what that looks like. There we go, very cool. And we'll be growing trees and whatnot around it, behind it. Another job we got to do is sort this path out. Let's go grab that. Then we'll head over to the gaming area and work on the mini game, I think. Quartz slabs is the name of the block. Block of quartz is what it's made from, peeps. Lessons in Minecrafting, eh? Lessons in Minecrafting. You'll be a pro after this stream. Maybe a pro at trolling your friends. Okay, block of quartz. Slibbity slabs. More slibbity slabs. Slabby jabbies, we used to call them. Now oh no, I made the wrong type! What an absolute derp! All that quartz. Do you know how many hours I spent grinding for this yesterday? Oh, I thought I picked out though. I really did thought like, oh yeah, remember it's the quartz block. Nope, it's the smooth quartz. I spent so long yesterday going into the Nether, right? Walking up to my bartering farm, taking all of the quartz out of the chest. Wasted like a whole minute's worth of effort. Right, noises in the year. Where did we get to? Taters87 here with Cheers and Bits saying, I'm glad to see you streaming X. I just woke up and can enjoy the soothing sounds of your voice as I get ready for my grandfather's memorial, and I can't think of a better way to start a difficult day. Thank you so much for the Cheers and Bits. I wish you the best for your day ahead, and thank you for the lovely message. Sending you my well wishes. X is trolling us again, says Minil. How am I trolling you this time? Need some bamboo around the edges. Yeah, that's a great suggestion actually. When I did the last area, we had some bamboo near it, and I did think, you know, the occasional bit of bamboo is just another good thing to throw in there to break it all up, right? What are you doing right now, X? Says X on a side. Placing slabs. Slabby jabbies. Building a path. I must admit, this path's a little bright compared to the jungle. But it does, the towers I think give it the right to be like kind of pristine, you know? We got Gabaroni 24 for 2 months. Maurice 8CF for 3 months. Poetry Slam 78 for 2 months. Leodo is here for 3 months, and Alsev 99 for 5 months, saying, yeah, another month has passed. Do you think it's likely to see you sometime on the MC Championship? Wish you all a nice weekend. I don't know how you get involved with the MC Championship, and I don't know too much about how it is. Sorry, what it is. I know Nox Crew's involved. That to me is a a green flag. If they're involved, it's probably good, right? But yeah, I got no idea how you get involved in that stuff. But main thing is just like, you know, I don't know because there's no, like, I don't watch it, so I don't really know what it's about. But you know, unless you get invited, I'm not gonna go look up exactly what's going on. It reminds me of Jurassic Park, how they have such fancy buildings in the middle of the wild, says Fred. Yeah, it's got that kind of vibe, doesn't it? Did I leave my ender chest down there? I did. How rude of me. Time to AFK, no one is online. Yeah, that's the next part of the stream, MPH. You got it right there, although Scow's on. Jeez, I mean, someone is on. Oh, look at these fools hanging out near my base. Feel like I should throw away something. It'll be the dark. Oh, jeez, jeez, little guy. Oh, oh, me heart, me poor heart. I just aged a couple of years, I think. Oh, that terrified me. That was like a jump scare. 1 minute it wasn't there, the next, bam, you're getting attacked by a little zombie fella. Not good for the health. Ah, now Asuma can't fudge his ancient debris stats. I think I've fudged them, is what I've done, because they're illegitimate now. I'm gonna throw away some. You know, what's the point? What's the point in sorting all this out? We've got loads of it. Just get down there on the honey. Next season, I'm actually gonna U-turn and build like a crazy item sort. I've seen some technologies recently that are interesting, and I was thinking combine a bunch of stuff together. You can kind of make a sort absolutely everything item sorter. I love the idea of just having everything done. Zombie Chick is here with the Prime subscription. It's Alf 2007 with the Prime. We also got Guest Cool Lol with a donation saying, Hex, I need help with deciding whether I should shave off my moustache. Wow, personally I'm not a fan of the moustache. I keep mine shaved down and it just kind of gets in the way. But how it looks, you know, when it comes to like people's looks, how they dress, not exactly saying fashion, but like self-presentation, right? I think really, like, if someone is confident in how they dress them or present themselves, that's usually like a pretty endearing thing. I found like if you wear it because you like it, it'll suit you. So I personally don't like moustache, but nothing wrong with them on someone else. So I don't know what to tell you really. Like, if it annoys you if food gets in there or whatever, then get rid of it. But hey, I'm not the best person to advise you on how to dress and all that, right? Lufa Dark is here with a subscription. Thank you so much, Lufa. Appreciate it. Where does this path go, says Ken Ways? It goes to another tower, the one that we were working on. I just haven't built it properly yet. Why don't you use Optifine, says It's All Good. It slows down my frames. Yeah, when I last put out Optifine on, it didn't help. Didn't help at all. So apparently there's been a creeper explosion. Now the arena looks good. This is all intact. I'm gonna guess the explosion was probably out the front. Probably a place, if you're streaming, you'd stand and talk to one another. That's all good. No signs of a blast here. No signs of a blast over there. Where on earth did this happen then? Who told me the creeper blew up here? Maybe they just patched it all up. Oh, they repaired it. Okay. I mean, can you tell me... tell you what, trying to decipher where it was would be terrible over a stream. I imagine... Probably wasn't where the lava was, right? I don't remember that being so low. Maybe... I don't know. I can't really tell, but... one thing I thought might be is just that there are kind of like I've made an attempt to randomize things in a particular way. So it might be obvious if some of the blocks are placed like... None of the basalt is rotated differently to this, but it looks absolutely fine. So that's good. That's good. Gracious Grace Renee is here with the cheers and the bits saying, I never get to see streams because I work nights here. So happy to be here today. Ah, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for your cheers and bits. I mean, this is my usual, sometimes earlier than this, time for the weekends. So when I stream on the weekends, it's in the morning. Weekdays, it'll be in the evening. Just so you know the kind of rough schedule. But thank you for the cheers and bits. Okay, let's work on renovating this game. Here's what we're going to do. Moving tiles are all going to be pushed back by one. You still kind of got enough to maneuver, I think. Or maybe space them out a little bit, now that they're going back. Space them out a bit more. You see, you can't really get behind that. You know, I'm thinking maybe we have to make the circle bigger overall, right? Is a thought. This could be a fair bit of work. But it could be totally worth it as well. So yeah, anyway, I want to push them all the tiles back, essentially. And I was considering putting in an extra tile. I think I might put several spots now. Maybe we'll have 2 red carpets here. Do you know what I didn't bring? I didn't bring anything for building this. I've got a couple of chests with supplies, and I just took off without thinking about it. See, I don't have any red wool. Let's go grab those supply chests. I'll read chat while I fly across. Just joined. What's happening, says Mr. Raffor. Working on our minigame next is what we're doing. Regarding the state of the game, X, I suggest not being able to use a card on a piece that are on a home tile. This would balance out some of the cards you have some defense. Tuxaban, I'm going to redo the cards. Change them up slightly and change up the randomization system. Now, when you design games, there's all sorts of elements that you can throw into a game, and they all, you know, are various components of what can make it fun or what can make it appeal to different players. Now, randomness is something that players tend to enjoy in particular types of games. This is a sort of game that I think can accommodate randomness, but I feel like I'm missing a chest here. Oh, you know, it's because I cleaned stuff out. We need a bunch of basalt, right? For the bit that I'm renovating, just going to grab a bunch of that. I need anything else? Probably will. I'm going to take some Crime Obsidian, actually. I need a block to highlight stuff. Yeah, that'll probably do me. Okay, I also need a couple of other things that I'll have with me. Good. So, I actually want to take randomness out of this game because I think there is a lot of decision making and strategy already in place that the randomness does throw a little bit of fun in there, but I think players might get more of a kick out of not doing that this time around, right? X, I have a question about the game. Can you use a return card to destroy an enemy stand? Yeah, I understand there are edge cases like that that need addressing, but we're going to rebuild everything, so we kind of design it with, again, with fresh eyes, that sort of thing. So anyway, here's what I'm thinking. Do that, so we got like 8 tiles in place, but I also want to put like a forward tile somewhere around here. So, gonna make a couple extra carpets. Right, so we have that, and then we're going to have this one forward tile. I'm going to put it there. So you're allowed to put them in any of those spots. Actually, I think I might just go with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that is the spot. I'm not entirely sure if I'm getting this right or wrong. Do we need more red? I thought I crafted enough for red. So that would be red as well, yeah. Well, I miscalculated there, didn't I? We got a noise in the ear. We got Caspi Fish with the Prime. We got Viathan with a donation saying, Hex, love the content as usual. Big fan of the Assumer Says channel. Just curious, is there a specific reason you haven't revealed your face? You obviously don't have to answer that. Thank you so much for the donation, dude. Appreciate it. It's just not, I'm not a person that, like, looks at themselves in the mirror much. I mean, you know, you look at yourself to make sure you're presentable or whatever. Like, I'm not a selfie taking person. I don't desire for other people to know what I look like. I don't think it's necessary for people to know. I'm just, I just look like a normal person. And when I came to the internet to do what I do here, like, throwing your face up and showing it around wasn't really, like, the name of the game. So when I started making these videos, it wasn't about that. And then as I made more videos and my channel got bigger, then all of a sudden people started asking me to show my face. And it just made me kind of uncomfortable more than anything. It was like, why? Why do you need to see my face? Like, what's that got to do with it? Guess what? I need some glowstone. I need more glowstone. I can never think far enough ahead. Maybe I'll just put a ring of sea lanterns. Oh no, I had to buy the sea lanterns. Jeez, why don't I think things through enough, you know? We just filled up a bunch of... Right, I'm going to go get some rockets and glowstone. Whatever, this is how streaming works. It's always inefficient. Thank you again for your donation. Jacob here for 3 months saying, Hex, I know you're a metal fan, was wondering if you heard System of a Down. Congrats on 1.5 million subs. Yeah, of course. You know, they were massive. One of the new metal era. Not that they're particularly that new metal, but... you know, a huge band from that era. Seen them live. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see them back in the day. I saw them a couple of years ago and it was really phoned in. And unfortunately, I kind of knew it would be phoned in because I went and watched some of their live shows on YouTube and, like, you can just kind of tell they're just not in it for the music so much anymore. And if you followed all the disagreements they've had and the internal politics of that band, like, it's pretty obvious they're touring for a paycheck, which I ain't got anything against, you know, people got to make a living. But, like, the performance that I saw at Download Festival was just really phoned in and not a lot of passion in it, and feel like their time has really passed. Disturbed Puppy says, could have seen them for 20 bucks back in 2001 and I regret not going. Yeah, that's how it is. If you love music, there's bands that I could have seen for next to nothing, and I mean, the money's not really the point, is it? It's like you could have seen them, but for some reason you ended up not. The Last Psycho's here for 34 months, and Death Mage Plays is here for 4 months, saying, Love you, X. I've been wondering what's your opinion on religion. What is my opinion on religion? You know, I'm a pretty tolerant person, and when I was younger, I used to be a bit of a sort of antagonistic atheist, if you like, but I've totally changed my tune over time. Personally, I'm agnostic. I don't think, like, religion and a belief in a higher being has much bearing on how I behave, how I define who I am, or pick and choose my actions, right, in the world. But when it comes to religion, like, I don't have a problem with people being religious, having beliefs. And I like the idea of us talking to one another about the things we believe in and listening to one another, rather than this. Coleslaw says, you mean agnostic atheist, correct? No, antagonistic. As in, I'd sort of walk around going, oh, religion's stupid, blah, 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 right? You know, oh, there's no evidence of a god. Like, over time, I've come across better ideas and listened to people who are religious who talk about their views and just realised it's such a big, complex, interesting issue, and there's no reason to go around throwing judgment at one another over it, right? I mean, life, when you examine it, if you examine it through like a spiritual lens, a scientific lens, I think we can all agree being here is pretty darn miraculous and amazing and unbelievable. Like, it can be easy to take it all for granted, but like, if you just think about the fact that this, like, why is there anything to begin with? Like, if you think about the idea of nothing, you're thinking of something. Like, true nothingness almost cancel itself out because by describing it, you make it something. So, for anything to even exist, it's just absolutely bizarre. And it's such a mysterious thing. So, like, having listened to so many people talk about it, you know, from podcasts and intellectual circles and read books and stuff, it just becomes, to me, obvious with time, like, that the answer is too big for any one person. So whatever beliefs any people end up with, like, I don't know, just don't be so judgmental, essentially. Right, I'm trying to do a thing, but I'm getting distracted now. Okay, there we go. My dad thinks anyone believes in God is stupid, says Stefan. You see, that's the kind of attitude I don't like. Like, why do we have to default to calling someone who sees the world differently stupid? It's just not productive, in my mind. Right, let's have a look. So, from... I need that website to do this next bit. Where is it? Oh, that looks like it. Yes. Donut Studios. We used to call it Donut. Right, so I need to figure out what size this is again. So 1, 2... Actually, I can do it by looking at the edge easier. Because it's where you have 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, right? Oh, it seems to have remembered last time I was here. Well, that's good. Good website. So if I do that, now I know that it's going to be... Let's see. 1 here. 1, 2, 3. Then it's going to be 2. 2 again. 1, 2, 2. So that's how we define the edges. Good. I don't need that on the screen anymore. Let's put these things back to normal. By the way, we got 4,250 peeps tuning in. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, everyone. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Why is Biffer in the Hermitcraft Twitch team, says Lord Hype. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's a part of Hermitcraft. That could just be the answer right there. Could just be the answer. Okay, there we go. Right, now we've got to do all of this. You know, this entrance here, whatever. Like, whatever. It's the same on the other side. I've started renovating. It is what it is. It's just how things go with games. You've got to make iterations, adjustments. Oh, that means Tango... I just realised, this means Tango and Impulse had a game of this on stream, and they reset it and put it all back to normal. So, hopefully they had a good time. Hopefully they enjoyed it. Okay, that is the end of that, right? So, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, I'm doing this correctly, I know. Did I already put some in here? 1, 2... No, hang on, I've thrown myself off somewhere. 1... Here I was thinking I was getting it all right, and now I'm like, what's going on? 1, 2... 1, 2... 1... Oh, I see. There are already some blocks here underneath those for some reason. Don't know what happened there then. Don't know what happened there then. Death Mage, thank you for your subscription. We got Spriggan the Dryad here for 2 months. We got Jarell 10 gifting a sub to Tatus 12. Thank you so much for doing that. And Aunt D Edegoit for 8 months. I probably butchered your name. I apologise, but thank you. Ah, apparently that's the part they blew up. Oh, so it blew up around here. Right, okay. That probably would have been easy to clean up because there was lots of stone blocks back there. Oh, and now I'm out of orange wool. Of course I am. Of course I am. We'll put in all the red ones over there, just double checking. So now we need to go get some orange. Let's go do this. I feel like believing a god or a higher being as an answer to unanswered questions instead of just claiming you don't know is wrong. Nothing against anyone else who does though, says Galona Larfian. I guess I probably stand in a similar standing. That's how I feel about it. I feel like it's okay not to have the answer. I'm comfortable with that. I'm fine. I'm fine with the idea of death being the end. I'm fine with not knowing the answer. You know? I'm at peace with that. So I don't need something to come along and tell me it has the answer. Essentially. And that's why I say agnostic and not atheist. Like, it swings both ways. Who's to say, you know, all this that we know about quantum physics, particles and atoms and fundamental forces of reality, gravity, all this stuff, like, who's to say? You know, maybe one day we get to the bottom of it and find out it's created by something. Kath the Dragon says, I don't really think that's a fair assessment of religion. I wasn't assessing religion, I was just stating how I feel about, you know, something that claims to have an answer. Okay, let's go build this up now. So we're going to keep the shape of our beautiful, wondrous arena here, but we're just going to expand it a little bit. And to do that, we kind of need to take out everything at this height, so that you can like move around underneath it. I think that's good. Hey, steer away from talking about religion. You might offend people, says Club Frog. I am not afraid of offending people because I believe the way in which I talk about these things is well intended. And I don't think we should steer away from topics just because they're uncomfortable either. I don't like seeing how polarizing it is. Like I said earlier, I used to be an antagonistic atheist, right? I don't like that stuff anymore. I don't think it's right to sort of weaponize your beliefs and get angry at other people. It's all a bit silly. I'd rather promote listening to one another and having a nice civil discussion than shying away from it. We can be around people who don't believe the same stuff as us and get along. I really believe in that. Now, I actually want to put something in the wall here. Now that I think about it. So before we do that, we're going to add a very key feature of renovating this game, and with it we're going to need some polished basalt. So let's go just make a little bit more of that, and we're going to need the crying obsidian. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be the border. Not sure what I call myself, mostly agnostic. I believe there is a higher power, but not subscribed to the bearded old man sat on a cloud dressed in white, says Medingi. Yeah, that's fascinating. Like, I appreciate that. I don't know if I believe in a higher power myself. I'm open to the idea if we ever find it. I've never felt anything like personal, or like some people often talk about having faith and having a strong belief, and I've never ever felt that. Never felt like any form of strong intuition or something spiritual. Spirituality for me is nature more than anything. Nature's absolutely wonderful, and I think that's like almost in our genetics, you know. Like, we're hardwired to enjoy nature, and so for me, things that are spiritual are just like being outside and taking it all in and just realizing how amazing it is. A lot of like astrological science, cosmology, that stuff is kind of spiritual to me as well. Like the enormity of the universe is like humbling in a way, when you just realize how infinitesimal you are experiencing it compared to the size and scale of it all. It's fascinating. Yeah, I agree. We live in a small town with many different beliefs. We do not all agree on everything, but we still respect each other, says the real Sandman. That's great to hear. That's what we need more of. More respect for one another in these times. Someone there saying they used to be a heavy Christian, but they lost faith and learned to believe in themselves rather than anyone else. That is what would be the right word to say? I like that because I think believing in yourself is a really important thing. You know, for me, morality derives from oneself and all the information that we can encounter and learn and think about, and so I'm less comfortable with the idea of morality being handed from some form of authority, and I like the idea of, you know, being reliant on your own mind to be able to think things through and come up with your own, you know, your own beliefs and thoughts. Okay, now this is what I want. This is what I want right here, by the way. I need another block in this space, though. And I have a couple of them. We're going to go put it right... If I put it one block forward, it's kind of sort of in the way. If I put it there, we could put like a shroom light behind it, although we don't actually need lighting at all. So what I'm going to put behind it is that. I feel like I could use stairs here, like Blackstone. I didn't bring any Blackstone with me. Something like that would go really well. Oh, how do I manage to, like, not bring the things that I need with me? When I picked up this basalt, I should have been like, hey, Blackstone's a part of that project, but my brain didn't register, did it? We didn't pick up any rockets either. Anyway, I don't mind flying back across. It gives me a moment to read chat and stuff. What was that? Oh, okay. It went off the screen, but someone was saying something about their boyfriend hating gay people because of religion. Yeah, that is... okay, so, like... Here's what I think is important to distinguish, is that ideas can be perpetuated through power structures, and religion can be a power structure. If a religion is telling you to respect one another, to tolerate people, and have care and compassion, I think that's a great tool of religion. That's a positive thing it can provide. When religion is used to propagate hate, I'm not cool with that at all. Like hate and judgment. Again, going back to morality, that's why I don't like the idea of an authority telling you what to think and feel. I think you should be able to listen to other people and inform yourself based on your own use of reasoning, learning how to reason, listening to other people, having some tolerance. Like, I'm aware there's communities like that, and I think sometimes, unfortunately, people think all religions like that when it's not. But it's a misuse of power, right? It's the power structure that something like a religion can create. In the same way, other power structures can exist and then propagate ideas onto the people within it. If that makes sense. Good morning, and yes, religion and morality is a complicated subject, says... well, your message went off the screen because chat's moving fast at the moment. It is a complex one, right? There's always someone saying avoiding talking about religion may be a good idea. I really don't think it's one of those things to avoid talking. I think people conversating with good intentions is a great way to learn from one another and have some more respect for one another and tolerance. Like, this whole like shying away from it all the time, I just think it just means people end up in their little caves surrounded by people with the same ideas. It's great. I think it's good to hear other people's ideas and be exposed to other ways of seeing the world and thinking, right? Yeah. It broadens the mind. Okay, we're gonna go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 in total. Would you consider doing a full-length Sumo Says podcast? I don't think I could just sit there and talk about at something at great length, which is why I haven't done one. And you know, I haven't exactly found like a co-host, for example. I don't even know how I'd go about doing that, because it's not like I'm just going to like interview people for it, if that makes sense. So I don't really like see a path to get into a place to get a podcast going. But you know, I'm building up the Asuma Says channel. That is proving itself to be a really great project. There are times when all of a sudden it becomes necessary to talk about something, and then I have a platform to talk about it, so it can be relevant from that perspective. You know, maybe with time I'll just get better at talking about stuff. Do you ever discuss these deeper things with hermits? Yeah, on occasions after a meeting we might start talking about things like this. You know, the hermits are mostly like myself, mature, reasonable people that can talk about this stuff without it becoming heated, you know? Right, we got noises in the ear from... I'm really far behind. Wow, I'm a whole screen behind. How did that happen? Jeez, I just zoned out of reading them, you know? Okay, we're gonna put in a line. That's the way we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna put this line up fairly high. I think that's the best way I'm gonna get... I mean, this is pointless putting it here, but you'll see why. Okay, so now from here I can look at where I'd like the shape here just to feel a bit more natural. That's good. And then maybe... Ugh. Got one! Yeah, I quite like this. Now I sort of feel like I need to get back up there, right? So yeah, essentially what I want to do... I don't want to handicap the player from... Well, they don't need to jump. Actually, oh, I just realised that. I can have blocks overhanging because they don't need a jump, they just need to sprint. So I had it in my mind that they would need to jump. So I can actually bring... Oh, this makes it so much easier. I can bring the overhang in. So like 2 blocks like that is absolutely fine. That's really good. That'll help us make a far better shape. A more interesting one back here, I think. Elan says, my issue is I really hate confrontation, arguments. Oh, I wish I could have read all of that. Oh, this chat is so fast. Why are y'all so engaged with my live stream? Stop paying attention. Stop participating. Jeez. I'm joking. Snappy, to your point you put in chat, look, things change over time, alright? And that is a holistic statement that is not entirely true. There are reformist movements inside of religions that change some of those beliefs over time. And there are different aspects of religious communities that embrace that in different ways, so just keep that in mind, maybe. Okay, yeah, let's catch up with these noises in the ear already. Heb Big Gaming is here with a donation saying, sometimes you miss the live stream because of the time zone. That is how time zones work, right? Not always going to be streaming at the right time for you, but that's just how it goes. Thank you so much for your donation, dude. Appreciate it. Clubsy's here with a subscription. Petrol Pirate is here for 2 months. We got Notzan subscribing. Official Jaden with cheers and bits saying, hey Shashwam, hope you're okay today. Sound a bit quiet. Maybe it's just me looking out for you. Anyways, love your streams. Been binging your season 7 streams. Also, tea reminder. Yeah, my tea's done. It's cold. Also, I'm feeling better from when I told you I wasn't. That's good to hear. Yeah, don't read into my voice too much. I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. I think I've just got a bit of... I could call it morning voice. Just maybe I didn't warm up enough today. I mean, I've been pretty exhausted. I went for a long walk and then had a workout. So, like, my voice is just a bit laggy compared to what it would normally be this time of day, right? Because it's actually a little later than usual that we would stream. Thank you for the cheers and bits. We've got Jerk Rat here for 4 months. Thank you so much, Jerk Rat. Appreciate it. So after all of this, building this up back here, I don't actually need most of this anymore. So we'll just rip it out. That one I did need. Except I might actually want some things to come up higher. Right, so we're keeping the circle look intact. That's terrific. Let's just build this up a little bit. It's quite easy to make this look good now that we know we can do it that way. Okay, so that's our arena slightly expanded. Okay, and you're probably wondering what all this over here is about. Are you going to move the cards over? We're actually going to make new cards. That's what this over here is for. I should really sleep in a bed. I should really do that. Okay, we got EAS68 resubscribing for 2 months. Nappin Camo is here for cheers and bits this time. Just want to say that I appreciate your approach to this topic. Thank you for being such a amiable individual. My respect has gone up tremendously. Well, thank you for the lovely message, dude. I appreciate that, and I encourage everyone else here to treat these things the same way. Look, most of us have probably got it in us, right? That we just want to see people get along, and it's so easy to just be drawn into this tribal kind of, oh, this is my opinion, this is my corner. I see it all too often. I think we just need some tools of civility sometimes. I feel like I've learned how to talk like this by listening to other people talk in a similar way, right? Like it takes a bit of time, but yeah, if you like what you hear, just take it in, make it a part of yourself. Like, figure out how to talk about this way to other people as well. It can be tricky, but I believe this tone of discussion can be a powerful thing to help us, you know, have a better understanding of one another. Ooh, I like the heart of the sea. So what I need to do is I need to pull out some interesting textures to identify for the players who are playing the game what other cards the player has. You're actually going to see the other player's cards now, right? Now, some of these might be representative of what you can do on the board, or some of them might just be cool and distinctive. But yeah, this is how I want the game to play now, right? Bigger arena, more options of where you can put down your armor stands, rules and instructions on display, and the cards are going to be visible, so you see what your opponent has, and you both start off with the same amount of cards. I was talking earlier about eliminating the element of randomness, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to have the card deck system anymore. I've decided that I think the players should just be able to see their options right in front of them, and you know, then it's fair playing field every time you play. Okay, I think a fishing rod would have to represent the use of a fishing rod over here. Or maybe we could put a fish. Might just look cooler to have it that way. Hey X, do you play Magic the Gathering? Says Parzivia. I don't, but I understand the concept of it. And it's weird because I find myself... I was talking to Zedaf about this. He feels the same way. Like, I never play it, but I'm really drawn to the idea of creating my own deck-based deck-building strategy. Like, the creation of that is more interesting than playing it to me. Which is kind of weird, I guess. So, we're obviously going to need to create a new book with the rules in. We'll just put that in place. I'm actually a little unfocused right now. I've got this like... Well, let's actually jump into a creative world, and I think you're going to see some spoilers, and then you're going to unsubscribe, and you're going to be like, I now know what you're doing in this next thing. Oh, you now know what I'm doing in my episode. You can't watch it anymore. Jeez. If we have a look through here, we want items that are flat, like this. These are like flat visual items. They could represent things for the different moves. This is actually probably something better done by myself at another time, now I think about it. I need to have all the moves in place. Sunflower's nice. I think things that are circular might look good. Two things I know I'm going to use, right? If I can get my hands on a cheap Nether Star or a crystal, which I can craft, I think those are going to represent stuff we do in the game. But anyway, that's the concept for that bit. We'll actually knock that on the head for now. Cream Sit 1 is here for 3 months. Spooky Dokie's here for 28, saying first week at LPM2 was great, and later today we're going to fight the Ender Dragon 20 times. What? I was wondering if you pop in for a bit as well. I won't be around later today, but I'll pop in right now. Where did I log out? Oh, I actually logged out over here. Okay. I wanted to show the thing in the Nether. So these peeps are playing online right now. This is LPM 2, LPMT Season 2. The way it goes, I believe, is that everyone has to put a sign here in the beginning. Let's read one. Doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people. Basically, everyone gets like a starter base around this outside perimeter, and in your starter base, you get to have a portal block that takes you to your actual base. I don't know if this one's... I think we've got a system to hook them up. Oh wow, it didn't like me coming over here. So everyone gets like a teleport to their base. That's interesting. If I switch to creative, I thought that would force that to load properly. There you go. So yeah, this is this person's base out here in the world, and everyone gets one of these portals, which they kind of need to be decorated, right? And yeah, this is spawn. This is like the starter area, and that's super cool. One thing I really enjoyed was like doing my YouTube videos, like I do on Hermitcraft, but with the LPMT community. That was a really fun experience. Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to do that again anytime soon, but you never know where YouTube's going to go. Anyway, we're getting distracted again. Just thought I'd show you some of the cool stuff they're up to. Official Jaden says hello, my base. Was that your one? Brilliant. Screen load is here for 5 months. We've got Spriggan the Dryad here saying, Hex, I believe people can have opposing views and still be friends. I have a friend who is the opposite to me in a lot, but also you can still like a content creator without agreeing with their views. Couldn't agree more, dude. Couldn't agree more. There are content creators I watch who I don't share the same view, but that isn't like a reason for me to put my foot down and say no or anything. Like, I think we can live with a little bit of disagreement, right? Oh, I went past your base, Jaden. Okay. Thank you, cheers and bits, man. We got Pat J 7896 gifting 5 subs to Astria Adode, I don't know why 420, Josh 101216, XRDS 10, and Flash Pineapple. Thank you for gifting those subs. SCJDG is here for 12 months, 1 year right there. GamerX85 for 38 months. And we have HCRick12345 with cheers and bits. Thank you so much for your support, dude. Appreciate it. We need 9 blocks of this. 1 block of that. We need the lectern, and then we've pretty much got everything else right here. Gonna need some more basalt out of one of these chests I've left lying around. Boom. What are your thoughts on the quartz memory stick that's being developed? I've not heard of that. Not heard of that. I'm always interested in computer technology, you know. Always been interested in that to some extent. Right, we've got some lava back here, which might make things difficult, but hopefully not. Okay, we've got Professor Logout for 3 months. We've got Stamtech85 subscribing. Sonin on Twitch is here for 18. And Eurus Music is here with the Prime. Appreciate you. You should have a power up that allows you to block, add an obstacle in the way of your opponent. Nah, I don't think I'm going to do something like that. Going to keep them all the things relatively like similar to one another, right? Keep the concept of the game pretty straightforward, rather than introducing things like placing obstacles. It's obviously an element you can, you know, incorporate into game design, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Okay, so now here we go. Have you heard of quantum computing, X? I have heard of quantum computing. I think a lot of people think it's going to revolutionize like computer games and stuff. It probably won't. Quantum computing has its uses, but its uses are sort of different from regular computing. So it's probably not going to mean like some like revolution in gaming technology or like regular application. It's going to probably be more useful in like science and research and whatnot, from what I understand. But yeah, thinking on my voice is just like deep today, isn't it? Got a proper morning voice thing stuck. What am I looking for? These. That's what I'm looking for. I have a book called The Philosophy Book. It's a basic, colourful dictionary of major philosophical thoughts that have influenced the Western world. It's a really good book. I wish it was more global, but I recommend it. I like the sound of that. I'm going to put that on my list. I like the idea of a collection of different things related to philosophy. That sounds cool. Clark97, thank you for your subscription, dude. Appreciate it. I feel a little dumb asking, but what is quantum computing, says Sacred Lotus. Sacred Lotus, you should never feel dumb for asking a question, right? If you don't know and you ask, that's a great thing. You should ask about things you don't know about. You have the potential to learn and educate yourself. That's a great thing. Quantum computing. Okay, so down in the quantum world, right? This is the world of things that are very small. Things behave differently to how they do in the world of things that are big. Like the rules of gravity and the 4 fundamental forces, I believe, do not apply in the same way. Now bear in mind, oh my goodness me, I'm not an expert on what I'm talking about. I am just using what I think is the correct terminology. So I could be getting it entirely wrong. This is going to be tricky right here, isn't it? Because we've got a lava lake right next to us. Oh, did that actually remove a bit of carpet? It did, okay. Okay, let's shore up some of this a bit. Oops. Right, I still haven't answered the question, right? So down at the quantum level, they do experiments. It's called the double slit experiment, is the famous one. And essentially, the results, by interacting, by partaking in the experiment, like the observation of the experiment interacts with it, which is kind of like a big mystery, I believe. So, how to describe it? It's been a while since I've listened to people talk about quantum experiments and whatnot. I tend to regurgitate a lot of what I heard, right? I do understand it. So anyway, down at that level, at the really small level, you do experiments to learn about stuff, and you find out that the experiment itself interacts with the result, and that things are well, you know, you might use the word random to describe it. That's not right. It's probabilistic. So you have a probability of where the answer will be, but never can you say where it will be based on the experiment you do. You can't say it will land here. It will have a probability of landing there. If you do the experiment over and over again, it's kind of like rolling dice, right? If you roll dice, you can't say you'll get 6s, but if you were to roll 1,000 dice, you could probably figure out the odds, the amount of times you'd roll 6s, right? So you roll the dice 1,000 times, and it's probabilistic like that. Anyway, there's this stuff called... Can I remember the name of it? Basically, you compare things on the quantum level together so that they can be both one thing and another at the same time until you observe them. Schrodinger's cat, says Mecharetro. Yeah, that's like a way to look at it. What did I come back over here for? Buckets, actually. Need some buckets now. Entanglement, thank you. Quantum entanglement. Right, so you entangle 2 particles together or whatever. I really can't remember this stuff right now. It's just been a little while. Sometimes these things come easier to me. So rather than butcher it, let's get back to it. Like quantum computing. How can I answer that as quick as I can? Basically, it takes advantage of these quirky behaviors that exist down at that smaller level, right? What's going on here then? Let's just relog. That one didn't actually get taken. So it takes advantage of this behavior and it uses it in computing so that you can have the answers, like 2 answers, which will basically be probably binary, like 0 and 1. You can actually have them both there at the same time until you then look at it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not explaining this very well. Sacred lotuses at the microscopic. No, the quite like we're talking at like the atom and particle level, right? Okay, so someone in chat is explaining it better. A normal computer is something is on or off. It's 1 or 0, but in quantum computing it's both 1 and 0 at the same time. So if you have a really long string of 1s and 0s that you need to calculate, you can basically calculate it almost instantly because they can be held in both 1 and 0. I think that's kind of it. You know, I've watched a lot of stuff about quantum computing, and right now you're just seeing whatever my brain can regurgitate from what I heard before, you know. Can't claim to really like understand it or anything, just think I get the gist of it, and maybe I don't. Because there's going to be some experts out there in chat going, but Asuma, you're getting it all wrong. What are you talking about? Subatomic particles, yeah, they're one of those things they talk about, isn't it? Right, back to the noises in the ear. We've got a donation here from Unnecessary Redstone saying, always enjoy the wide-ranging spread of discussion topics that come up during these streams. Glad you're enjoying it, dude. I enjoy it too. It's always nice to talk about these things. X Red Vine obstacles inside. Nah, not going to put any obstacles in the arena. Going to keep the whole thing pretty pure, so to speak. Pure strategy. So at this level, they always need to be like a 2. When you look around, you'll be able to see that. Sometimes it gets masked a bit by going straight up, which is actually a pretty good thing. We want to keep that going in a way. Now you might be wondering how they get into the arena. That's a really good question, actually. I'll probably have to leave a little opening at either side, I think. So we'll probably keep a bit of this walkway area sort of intact. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be necessary. That is not the block. Oh, when you do that, it's not the block that I middle clicked for. Computer game telling me lies. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of quirkiness there. Viewing platform perhaps is blobbly. You can kind of just stand on the top if you want to watch. Like, stand on the volcano. That's my answer. Aton546 is here for 3 months saying, just got here, how's your day going? It's going great, thanks for asking. We got Scarlet Kidder here for 4 months. Foy Boy Free for 5. Tony Miller Lee subscribing. We got ACZII for 4 months. McConsty98 with the Prime. MDingy2 with the subscription, and Soabai has gifted a sub to Sinks Psycho. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate you supporting our community. Also, Pulse159 is here for 2 months saying this game looks really fun to play. It is. It is very fun. Me and Zedaf played it and both loved it. I mean, Zedaf was really enthusiastic about it, which was great. That made me, feel like there's a fair bit of promise for this game. Also, to anyone who saw Tango and Impulse play it, how did they get along with it? Did they enjoy it? What did they have to say about it? I'm very curious to know now. I did sort of mention that a little bit earlier and then just kind of left it. Coming for YouTube, been watching you guys since season 5, says Tony Miller. Awesome, dude. That's a few years right there, a few years under your belt. They played without the cards. Oh, interesting. How did they like it without the... They thought the button pushing was tedious. Rohan, look at this. This is why we got this system instead, right? I felt the same. Pushing the buttons was kind of slow. And it slowed the game down. So that's why we now have something different going on there. Okay, I just want to kind of make this corner... Ooh, what's going on here? I need to get rid of that block in my hotbar. Okay, I feel like I'm going to have to nip a few blocks here and there. Not so bad, not so bad. And then we got a bit of blackstone, which actually don't want on display. That'll do. Think maybe pinch that one off. Yeah. Do you think quantum computer is the future of technology? Says SF. Well, I think it'll be a part of the future of technology, and I wouldn't say anything holistic like it's the game changer. You never know. History's full of people making big statements about things that will be invented or what will be the big deal or not, and a lot of time people get it wrong, and sometimes people get it right. And I'm not an informed person to make big statements like that. I mean, technology obviously yields all sorts of great things, and maybe it too will be able to yield some great stuff. But like I said earlier, it's probably not going to be much for the commercial sector. It's probably going to help research and development and stuff like that more than, you know, make better games or faster games or whatever. Don't we need to leave this open a little bit? So that is essentially the entrance from over here. And that's it finished. That's our new arena, right? Looking cool. I like it. Actually, kind of like the way we've added a bit of depth by making this bigger. Now, the players need access to a chest, is something I've just realised. I could put the barrel, if I put the barrel behind it, you have to kind of like click at an awkward angle to reach it. Probably best to just put a barrel here. That should be very obvious that, like, hey, I need to open that barrel and see what's inside of it, right? Speaking of which, do we need a barrel? Yeah. Where can I get one? Right here. That's where I can get a barrel from. Where's the barrel at? There we go. I want to build the Hermit artwork from Led Zeppelin in my creative world, inspired by Hermitcraft, of course. Sadly, I missed a few episodes this week. What is the Hermit artwork from Led Zeppelin 4? Oh, like from the album 4. I guess I don't really know Led Zeppelin album covers that well. So, oh yeah, we've got to put the stuff in the barrel. Jeez. Did you build your own computer, X? Don't know if you're into that stuff. Yeah, I've always been a computer person. Like, I've always had a computer and used it pretty much every day. I can go without though. Like, I just, you know, the computer's like a tool to get things done in this day and age. Being an internet person and all that. So now I really like how Zedaf put different coloured knockbacks on. But we need to like, I think I might even enchant the fishing rods and like make them all shiny, rename them, stuff like that. Anyway, getting a little bit distracted there. That's just some polish for the game, right? What were we saying about computers? So I built the computer that I currently have, and I'd not built one before this actually. The last computer I had, a friend helped me build it, and this time I kind of felt like confident enough to give it a try. And I ran into a really nasty problem. Okay, when I made this computer, I was having all sorts of problems with sound and the graphics card, and yeah, it was not looking good, and I was starting to get a bit stressed out. And I thought there might be something wrong with the CPU that I had, or something like that. And I was speaking to someone from a small company, and they didn't actually have to spend their time talking to me and helping me. It wasn't their problem, because I actually brought something different from them. But they were just, you know, they were just being cool and being helpful, which is what's nice about dealing with a small company. I brought some of my stuff from Amazon, and I brought some of my stuff from this small company, and I could have not got that help from Amazon. So, a good reason to support small businesses, I guess. I might even go look them up and just say the name of them at some point, or if ever I get my business hat on, maybe reach out and like talk about like having a sponsorship or something. I don't know, but Anyway, they were. I was really impressed that they helped me, right? And this guy just sussed out, okay, with a couple of questions that the issue I was having was not with hardware. My Windows 10 installation disk was actually out of date, okay? So if you have an old Windows 10 installation disk and you try and put it onto a new computer, you will run into some really funky problems with stuff not being compatible and not being able to update the computer properly. And I still find that a little bit crazy. Like, you'd expect Microsoft to build their system robust enough that even if you had an old Windows installation disk, it would still be able to bring itself up to speed and then work. But it actually locks itself into this place where stuff goes wrong on your computer and you can't get it all fixed. And I ran into that problem, and this person was able to help me with it, which was really cool of them. You know, so it was you know, it could have been pretty fatal building my own computer, but luckily this bloke was able to help. And once like I knew that was the problem, it was just smooth sailing after that. I'm very fortunate because, like I said, I had no idea what was going wrong. It could have driven me mad for months trying to get this computer to work. I could have ordered entirely new parts, put them together, put that Windows 10 disk in, and not realise that was the source of the problem. So that's like a pro tip to anyone. Just put that in the back of your mind. If ever you've got a computer issue when you're setting up a new computer, hey, make sure you got the latest Windows 10 disk downloaded. Rule that one out, because I did not know that could cause an issue in that way. And like I said, I really would have expected Microsoft to have a way more robust system for something like that, right? You'd expect their old installation disks to be capable of bringing your system up to speed, but they're not. They break everything, which is weird. It's a good one for you to know. Probably because the drivers are too outdated to update themselves normally. Yeah, drivers was a part of it, actually. I think you're onto it there. If I remember, it was related to drivers not working, and that was essentially it, probably, that they were too old to realise they were too old, and Windows couldn't figure out how to update them. It was, again, it still feels very bizarre that that could actually happen, but hey, it can happen. We got a noise in the ear from Pig Noodle. Pig Noodle, thank you for your subscription, dude. Appreciate it. You could buy a volcano that shoots fire. Can I? I can use a fire charge to add some special effects, I guess. That is a potential thing to do. Right, since we're not using these just yet, I'm going to chuck all the books and stuff up here, actually. They need to be stored somewhere for now. Random Turtle says, imagine not using Linux. Well, I've used Linux briefly in the past. There's no need to be like elitist about using an operating system. I mean, I get that Linux can do stuff Windows can't, but like the accessibility of Windows is just straightforward, right? Stuff's, you know, it's the thing that most things support and work with, and Linux requires you to know a bit of coding and command line stuff to make things happen. The Linux that I used was one Ubuntu, where you could actually just run it straight from the CD, so you could put it into a system that had Windows on it, but just boot into Ubuntu and then do some cool stuff with it, but it was not particularly accessible for the average person. Linux doesn't have DirectX 12. There you go, there's a reason not to use it. I mean, they all have their own different applications, don't they, and preferences, and based on what sort of user you are, you got different options, so no need to be like one glove fits all sort of approach to it, I guess. Do I have a nether? I don't actually have nether. I've got nether bricks, but not nether bricks. Like nether brick plural, but not nether bricks, the block. Confusing, right? So I think what we're going to do is rebuild this sort of essentially over Y1 block, because the design was solid, right? Like, all of this in here made a lot of sense. We now just got to shift it over, unfortunately. So probably a good idea to get rid of most of the remnants of this, just so it doesn't end up looking too awkward. But essentially doing the same thing again. What else was on my list to do this stream? You know, maybe we'll go do something else for a little bit. Probably not worth starting anything else now. Have you thought about darkening up the arena a bit? Yeah, it is a bit like bright everywhere, but I think I just want it to be a nice, bright, visible area to play on, so I'm not going to worry too much about the dark and all of that. Like, we just kind of want it to be a very easily playable arena. Okay. Feel like I've done something wrong here. I guess these would be the pillars. Yeah, so those would actually be the polished basalt pillars. That's what's different here. I guess actually it goes down to that level then, right? Now, from the front here, that's going to look fine, I think. Yep, that looks fine. I do not want these things visible at the top, though. That's the only thing. Consistency, right? Booyah. Ancient debris. We're not using ancient debris as a building block, I'm telling you now. It's not going to happen. Let's do a little bit of work over on this side as well. Does your gaming computer have pretty lights, says Dead Mouse? It does not. I brought a computer, the one before last. Okay, that was the computer that I made music on and started my YouTube career on, if you want to call it that. That one had a case with a big panel on the side of it, had lights in it, big old fans, and it was pants. The lights were just a pointless novelty, and it was really loud. And so when I got my next computer, I got one with a noise dampening case design by Antec, and it was really good. And then when I got this one, I followed that trend and I brought another, even better, quiet case. I mean, sometimes you walk into the room, you don't even know if the computer's on or not, it's so quiet. It's got noise dampening grommets built into it. The case and airflow design is really smart. Separates the power supply unit from the rest of the build, so the again, the airflow is well controlled. Those cases with lights on, I just find that stuff so unappealing. Because I just don't need a bunch of fancy lights, really. Okay, that is going to have to go all the way up. And it can do, nice and easy. Do you drink G Fuel? Says Emanima. No, I don't. I drink water, okay? Two drinks I like, water and tea. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that almost went down the wrong way. How long until curry day? Salty pistachios, couple of weeks. Taking a break. Okay, I didn't enjoy my last one. I think I've had them so frequently. I think I need to have some distance between treating myself a bit more than I've... You know, 1 week's probably a bit too much. But on the topic of G Fuel, like... I can't stand those sorts of products, okay? Like, Red Bull... Energy drinks, they're nonsense. You don't need them. They're not healthy. They're not good for you. You can get addicted to them. They pump your body full of additives and caffeine. You don't need that stuff. They're not beneficial for your health. They're not beneficial for your energy levels. You know, and the fact that they're targeted at gamers, gaming is a sedentary activity. The last thing you need when gaming is caffeine and energy stuff, right? Like, maybe if you're a runner, you could argue that something like that's helpful, but you'd probably go for a glucose drink like Lucozade or something if you're just in the middle of a run or playing a sport for hours on end. I really feel like they're marketing products. They create a false sense of need, and you don't need them. And they're not great for you. And I don't like them. And, you know, I want all of y'all watching to be nice and healthy. Doesn't G Fuel have LED? LED? It won't have LEAD in it. I hope not. I don't know what LED means. Electrolytes? Electrolytes are a bit different. Electrolytes are like all of these salts and things that are stored in your muscles. I have electrolytes when I work out or I go for a cycle. Like, if you're cycling for over an hour or you're working out for over an hour, you're going to be depleting some of your electrolytes in your muscles. So It's not a bad thing to replenish them, really. Light emitting diodes, yeah, not those LEDs. Not those LEDs, surely not. Predatory advertisement targeting is a real problem, says Trin Silver Phonics. I couldn't agree more. Personally, I can't stand the gamer culture that has risen in the last 10 years of all of the gamer drinks and gamer grade components. I want a product that is just good. I don't need a gamer tag added something, says Zariki. I feel the same way, yeah, like one of the other things are the gamer racing chairs. When you sit at a computer all day, you need to have good posture. In the long run, you do it for years, you're reshaping your body to something that's not got great posture and whatnot. And some of these racer chairs that they advertise and show off, like, they're horrible. They're horrible for your body posture to sit in for, you know, extended periods of time. And again, with the products as well, like all that gamer lights and it's just so tacky. I'm not into any of that. Doesn't appeal to me at all. Have you ever broke a bone? I haven't broken a bone ever. Fractured a bone, but never broken. G4 has lead in it, but the same amount of green vegetables have. Oh, okay, yeah, got ya. Like, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's another thing, right? Like, it's not like lead poisoning. It's those low ambient levels that you have of stuff. Got ya. Let's go over here. In my opinion, gamers should not use drinks like G Fuel because anyway they're sitting in their chair most of the day, and dual fuel is adding energy to you isn't going to do much. It's just additives and bad things in your body. Yeah, AJP, yeah, that's exactly what I've been saying. I practice body posture in my office chair, and even though I've spent a lot of time in the computer, I've never had my back hurt too much, rather when I accidentally fell off the roof, says Mr. Tarantula. Well, I don't know your specifics, but what I would say is that it does take time and everyone's different, and the idea in general, you know, because you might be talking 5 years, whereas it might take 10 years before you notice something. It's all very individual at some level, right? But for me, you know, I started to feel it in my early 20s, and that's when I started taking a interest in you know, looking after myself better, changing my diet, exercising. Started to pick up a real interest in those things, and as I learned more and I was able to go, okay, this thing's supposed to be, let's try that, you know, it got better. What I'm going through at the moment is standing instead of sitting at the desk, and my body's going through this like shift of getting used to it. Like, I've noticed that my feet aren't as skinny as they were. It feels like my body's just put fat in my feet since I've been standing at the standing desk. But like, I get a bit of a stiff back, but not in the same way. It's like the reverse of how I got a stiff back before. So I used to sit at the computer for hours on end, get a stiff back, and then like try and move in different directions to like get rid of it, right? Now it's the other way around. Like, the stiffness is where I used to alleviate the stiffness. It's like they've swapped. Are your feet swollen maybe? They're not swollen, they feel fine. I just, you know, stretching, doing yoga, you look at your feet a lot, and I noticed, hey, I used to be able to see the bones, right? See the bones and the veins, and I can't see the bones anymore. Like, there's definitely like more fat down there. I think my body's just adapting to the fact that it's standing all day and it knows it's standing all day, right? I mean, I have been doing that, so it's like responding to it, I guess. What were these minecarts from? Oh, that's got me thinking. Where do the minecarts come from? Like, oh, they were inside the hoppers. Okay. Okay, you visualize. You go to the place where you're working, you visualize what you were doing there, and it's like, those things can go in there, I think. Okay, lights belong somewhere else. Pick up all of this. Pick up that as well. Sumi, a very nice face. I thought that said feet when I read that first. How would you know? It might be terrible. It might be scarred. It might be hideous. It might be so hideous every webcam I've ever tried to use just breaks. Error, too ugly. Hey, useful should be up the top. What's not supposed to be up here? Ah, that one. There you go. See? Keep them in order. Keep them organised. Keep them tidy. Ah! I don't know why that made me jump. I just broke an extra block and it made me jump. I really want to get a standing desk, but my parents just got me a new one, says Clubsy. That's unfortunate. But maybe ask them about it. I don't know what your situation is, but maybe you know someone else who's looking for a desk, or maybe you could pass it on and then get yourself a standing one. My one's adjustable, but in order to get all the height and stuff correct when it's up, because it's built for someone who's 6 foot and I'm 6'3", so now I've got it on some stilts, so it goes up high enough for me to have correct posture, right? So I can't actually sit at it right now, but I'm getting that sorted out, and I think having done this for weeks on end, I think I just need to sit for the last hour of being at the computer each day. It just feels like I get really worn out in the last hour of the day. It just becomes a bit too much all of a sudden. If that even makes sense. Right, so this stuff right here, this is what we need for our current build project. So where we got what? Yeah, that stuff basically needs to go in there. And some of these things can blatantly be tidied away. I'm going to do it another time. Assume you have very long fingers, says Eleanor. How would you know? How would you know? I swear I remember you getting a standing desk over a year ago. Am I remembering incorrectly, says Kyrian. No, I've had it for a long time. I used to use it a lot, then I fell out of habit of using it. I used to use it when I streamed, then I fell out of habit. It used to be really tough to get used to standing in the beginning, but as I got fitter over time, when I came back round to it this time, I just knew I could adapt to it, and then I just went all in and just tried to stand it all day long, and it worked. JBA Vuset is here for 2 months saying, I'm about to go back to work. I'll be stuck at sea for 5 months. Give me a funny word to use as a Minecraft seed to play. Bloopity bloop. That's the best I can come up with. I'm so sorry. But have a great time out at sea. I'm assuming you'll be okay with it. Personally, I got a feeling I'm this kind of person that would get seasick. But I haven't been on a boat ever. Actually, no, I went on a boat in London. It was docked, but I could actually feel it in the water a little bit. Just felt that kind of disorientation a tiny bit. Anyway, peeps, I think we're at the end of the live stream today. What we do when we're at the end of a live stream is we go looking for someone to raid, right? Who's streaming that I know? I'm going to search for a Minecraft channel with not a crazy amount of viewers and just send you all over there. Let's go support someone in the community. There's loads of people playing Hypixel. I want to find someone just playing some good old vanilla Minecraft, you know. Okay, I've got someone for you. Project Equinox. Oh, what have I just done? Okay, got it. Right, peeps, that means that's the end of the stream. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thank you to all of my Patreons. We will now be raiding Project Equinox. Thank you, peeps. Hit the follow button on the way out of here. Hit the raid button in chat as well. You can now do that. But appreciate y'all. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.